हम लोग 25 नंबर की चाय पीते थे. आप लोग कितने लोग 25 नंबर चाय समझते हो? 25 समझते हो? नहीं. ये एक IIT कानपुर वाला है पक्का. 25 मतलब दो चाय के लिए पैसा है आपके पास, 5 लोगों को पीना है.
It has been rightly said, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. Good evening, everyone. I'm Anoj Singh Rana, a PhD student in the discipline of Humanities and Social Sciences. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome all the distinguished participants on behalf of the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Gandhinagar, to Innovate and Inspire, an interactive session on the theme of entrepreneurship and innovation. It is our esteemed honor and privilege to be in the august presence of a host of dignitaries today. We have with us on the stage Shri Ashwini Vaishnaw, Honorable Union Minister, Honorable Union Minister of Railways, Communications, Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Shri S.J. Haider, IAS, Principal Secretary, IAS, Principal Secretary, Education Department, Government of Gujarat. And Professor Amit Prashant, Officiating Director, IIT Gandhinagar. I now request Professor Amit Prashant to felicitate the guests by presenting a copy of Mahatma Gandhi's Hind Swaraj. I request Professor Amit Prashant to felicitate Shri Ashwini Vaishnaw, Honorable Union Minister of Railways, Communications, Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. The Officiating Director presenting a copy of Gandhiji's Hind Swaraj to the Honorable Minister. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your valuable time. In India, you aspire to be an IITian, an entrepreneur, or an IAS officer, or a managing director, or a vice president of a company, or a member of parliament, or a cabinet minister. But if all of these roles are rolled into one, the personality has a name. Shri Ashwini Kumar Vaishnaw. Let me give a brief bio about the Honorable Minister who is present with us today. Shri Vaishnaw serves as the Union Cabinet Minister for Railways, Communications, Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. He is a member of the Parliament representing Odisha State in the Rajya Sabha since June 2019. He earned a Master's in Technology from IIT Kanpur in Industrial Management and Engineering. Later, Shri Vaishnaw cleared the prestigious Civil Services exam and went on to join the Indian Administrative Service in the Odisha cadre. He worked extensively in different parts of Odisha, including serving as the District Collector of Baleshwar and Cuttack districts. He later joined Wharton Business School, University of Pennsylvania, for his MBA, and later worked with GE Transportation as the Managing Director and Siemens as the Vice President, Locomotives, and Head Urban Infrastructure Strategy. Shri Vaishnaw is also an entrepreneur and has founded 2 automotive components manufacturing units in Gujarat. He brings with him a unique experience and in-depth understanding of the intricacies of the civil service entrepreneurship, engineering, corporate life, and policy making. I now invite Honorable Minister Shri Ashwini Kumar Vaishnaw onto the dais. Shri Ashwini Kumar Vaishnaw ji, please.
After that long intro, I was thinking that I should run out of this room. ये सब बोलेंगे क्या आदमी है, इसको पता ही नहीं करना है क्या लाइफ में, जो सामने आता है करता जाता है, right? चलो, I thought I'll spend some time with all of you, basically for 2 or 3 purposes. कोई purpose तो होना चाहिए ना, आपका time भी valuable है, मेरा भी valuable है, काहे को waste करना. So first purpose was to share some very nice, interesting developments which are happening right now and how you can be a part of that journey. Second purpose is to talk about semiconductors because Gujarat government and Vedanta Foxconn joint venture, they have signed an MOU today for setting up the first fab in India, first large-scale fab in India in Gujarat. So, how do you become a part of that journey? That's the second part of my discussion with you, talk with you. And third part is to get some energy from you. पहले तो मैंने try किया समोसे का, वो तो आप लोगों ने सबने पूरा, you guys are really good. Took all the samosas, didn't leave a single in that tray. So how do I get energy from you? By having interaction. It's really, really good fun to be with you and just takes me back to really good old days at the IIT Kanpur campus where sitting on the chair was considered कि ये मग्गू लड़का है. Sitting on the stairs was the right thing to do. So I like the guys who are sitting on the stair. फिर पैंट में आना आउट, शॉर्ट्स में आना इन. ये तो होना ही चाहिए, आईटी में है तो कम से कम मोस्ट बेसिक तो इतना तो होना ही चाहिए, राइट? कभी भी ढंग से नहीं बैठने का है. कितने लोगों ने 4 दिन से नहाए नहीं? 5 दिन से नहाए नहीं, वो तो कॉमन होता है ना, नहाते ही रोजाना. हम तो हमारे टाइम में तो कोई नहीं नहाता था. जब तक बदबू नहीं आ जाए, सामने वाला बोले यार क्या है ये, तब तक तो नहाते ही नहीं थे. जबरदस्ती धक्का देके उसको बाथरूम में डालो और पीट पाट के नहाना. चेंज हो गया होगा, अभी लाइफ चेंज हो गई है. ऑल राइट, गुड. सो कहाँ से चालू करें? फ्रॉम वंदे भारत या 5G? दोनों मिले हुए हैं. वंदे भारत में 5G चलेगा. इज इट ओके टू स्पीक इन हिंदी प्लस इंग्लिश कॉम्बिनेशन? चलेगा? वेरी गुड. ओके, सो वंदे भारत का छोटा सा क्विज. 0 to 100 kmph. गलत है. करेक्ट. कौन है? नहीं नहीं नहीं, स्टूडेंट्स होना चाहिए. फैकल्टी तो सही बोलेगी. कितना है? पीछे से बताओ. अब तो सुन लिया आंसर यार, अब तो बता दो. 50? नहीं, थोड़ा और कम करो. 52 किसने बोला? इनके लिए ताली बजाओ यार. इन सब के लिए जोर से ताली बजाओ. वेरी गुड. Why I wanted to ask this quiz is, when Modi ji asked us to prepare a world-class train, we thought, what are the things which make a train world-class? You guys are young. You are going to rule this country. The next generation is guys sitting in front of me. We should be leaving behind something which is better than what we got from our previous generation, right? What is that good thing that we can leave behind? आपके पास क्या हम लेके जा सकते हैं? मोदी जी ने 7-8 कैटेगरीज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी हम लोगों को टारगेट दिया है, और वो जब टारगेट देते हैं ना तो आपके प्रोफेसर पीछे रह जाएंगे. वो यहाँ तक काम करके आते हैं, हम वो कहते हैं और करो, यहाँ तक काम करके आते हैं और करो, यहाँ तक काम करके आते हैं और करो. एक तो उनका वो बढ़ता ही जाता है टारगेट का एक्सपेक्टेशन. तो वर्ल्ड क्लास ट्रेन के क्या पैरामीटर्स हो सकते हैं, राइट? सो वर्ल्ड क्लास ट्रेन के पैरामीटर्स में व्हेन वी स्टार्ट थिंकिंग अबाउट इट, फर्स्ट थिंग दैट कम्स टू माइंड इज एक्सेलरेशन. सो दिस ट्रेन has acceleration which is better than most in the world. It reaches 0 to 100 kmph in 52 seconds. The bullet reaches in 55 seconds. That's right. She has seen a video. Good. So that's the first. Now second is something called ride index. What is a ride index? When a train is moving, there will be lots of vibrations. So how do we measure vibrations? Through acceleration. Basically, vibrations are acceleration, right? Vertical and linear, horizontal. So linear acceleration is what vibration. Class नहीं है यार, चिंता नहीं करना, कोई इसका स्कोर नहीं मिलने का है. So now there is a logarithmic scale called ride index. So this train is giving a ride index of 3.2 on the current set of tracks. All right? Meaning क्या है इसका? Globally, very good train systems like in Europe, like in Japan, they have a ride index of something varying between 2.6 and 2.8. The tracks are very good, and this is 3.2. How many of you saw that video in which a glass is there in the cabin? देखा है? कितना स्पीड पे था? 180 की स्पीड पे ग्लास हिला नहीं हिला, right? Glass full of water standing still when the train is traveling at 180 kmph on the current set of tracks. That's the meaning of 3.2 ride index. Imagine वो ग्लास तो नहीं हिला लेकिन दुनिया हिल गई. Whole world is now watching. How did these people decide to do this kind of train when the tracks are of that condition? How did they design it? कैसे डिजाइन किया होगा, कैसे मैन्युफैक्चर किया होगा? So this journey began 2017. 2017 is when PM gave the target of creating the first world-class train. 2019, the first version of Vande Bharat came out. First version was done with lots and lots of effort. It was practically impossible to believe that a train like this can be built. But still our team engineers did a very good job. They came out with the train. That train, without any significant breakdown, has traveled by today, 2 trains actually, one between Varanasi, New Delhi, second one between New Delhi and Jammu, Katra. Those 2 trains have traveled, if you do the perimeter of the earth, 18 times traveling around the earth, that many number of kilometers, those 2 trains have done without any significant breakdown. Now with that confidence behind us, itna अच्छा design bana, with that kind of confidence behind us, we decided to take the next version of Vande Bharat. कोई भी चीज बनाते हैं तो पहले version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4 ऐसा बनता है, right? That's how things improve. That's with every iteration, next iteration is always better. So like next generation is always better, right? So every iteration produces a better product. So this one, we took this challenge and decided to improve on speed. We decided to improve on acceleration. We decided to improve on ride index. We decided to improve on regeneration. We decided to improve on passenger comfort. Lots and lots of things. We reduced the weight of the train. Now, why I'm telling this story why I'm sharing this story with you is, first, we in India today can achieve whatever we want to. That confidence is there in the system. Your generation, you guys, if you decide that you have to build the best of the rockets, you have to build the best of the trains, you have to build the best of the weapons, build the best of the AI systems, build the best of telecom systems, you guys can do it. That ecosystem has got developed in the country. Go 10 years back, how many startups were there in this country? अभी तो आपने इतने मुझे दिखाए and excellent ideas. कितना था startup? Some guess? LLBs? Lots of last benches? Some guesses out there? Some guesswork out there? पीछे? Come on! अरे कुछ भी बोल दो यार. कोई नंबर बोलने का, रैंडम नंबर. 400. अरे इतना एक्यूरेट रैंडम. किसका था ये? Come on, good, good, good. Give him a very big hand. क्या नाम है? कैसे पता चला इतना एक्यूरेट? तुक्का था. Good, he is honest. That's good thing. तुक्का था. लाइफ में ऐसे ही होता है, तुक्के ही चलते हैं. मेरी लाइफ देखो ना, पूरा ही तुक्का है. तुक्के से IAS में निकल गए, तुक्के से इसमें आ गए, जहां मर्जी उधर निकल गए, राइट? 400, just about 400 startups were there 10 years back. How many startups do we have today? Sir, professors nahi. No professors allowed. कितना? Make a guess. डबल तुक्का मारने का है. 20,000. थोड़ा और बड़ा सोचो. ज्यादा सोच लिया. थोड़ा और. कितना? 74,000. करेक्ट आंसर किसका है? चलो इनके लिए नाम बताओ. अंशुल के लिए ताली बजाओ भाई. 74,000 registered startups. Unicorns कितने? We all know what unicorn is, right? Valuation. Right? कितना unicorns है? ये सबको पता होगा. रोकड़ा है. वैल्यूएशन का सबको पता होगा. टोटल नंबर से कोई मतलब नहीं है. गुड. ऐसा स्पिरिट होना चाहिए. देयर आर कॉन्टिनेंट्स विच डोंट हैव मोर देन 50 unicorns. One full large developed continent doesn't have more than 50. Imagine. How did this happen? Has this happened just by... अरे वाह, क्या बात है. इधर आ. Thank you. ये आदमी काम का है. क्या नाम है आपका? शालीवाल जी के लिए ताली बजाओ भाई. बहुत बढ़िया. So how did this happen? इतने यूनिकॉर्न कैसे बने? इतना इकोसिस्टम कैसे डेवलप हुआ that we have more than 100 unicorns? अच्छा, next part of the quiz. हमारा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग 10 years बैक, कभी किसी ने सोचा था इंडिया इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में कुछ बनेगा? प्रैक्टिकली नेग्लिजिबल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. कहीं कोई पीसीबी बनता था, कहीं पे कुछ होता था, कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं. टुडे व्हाट इज द क्वांटम ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग दैट वी हैव इन आवर कंट्री टुडे? गेस. इसमें थोड़ा बड़ा सोच सकते हो. 1 lakh as in 1 lakh samosas. सोचो सोचो थोड़ा सा. कितना? ओके, लेट्स मेक अ गेस. $1 billion में गेस कर लो ना यार. डॉलर्स में वैसे भी गेस अच्छा होता है हमेशा. गलत भी निकलेगा तो अच्छा ही, डॉलर हाथ में आएगा. कितना? $1 billion में 80 समझ लो. अभी $80 billion का इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंडस्ट्री है. $80 billion का इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंडस्ट्री है. रूपी टर्म्स में कितना होगा? 6 lakh crore, roughly 6 lakh crore, right? How many people employed in this industry? 25 lakh people. 25 lakh people employed in this industry. Now, what is the growth rate of this industry? That's most important. What is the growth rate of this industry? 18%. 18%. Imagine its torrid pace of growth. 18% growth rate. We in the government are saying that we will reach $250 billion electronics manufacturing in the coming 5 years. Industry is saying, no, not 250. We will cross $300 billion. We will cross $300 billion in the coming 5 years. That's the pace at which things are moving. Make in India, Startup India, Digital India. These 3 programs have transformed the lives of millions of people. And that's where your role comes in. So I thought I must share this journey with you, how things are changing, how rapidly things are changing, and how you can play a part in that. One, career opportunities for you are going to be far, far more diverse, far better than, let's say, 10 years back. The options for you to start up, have your own startup, get funding, get good mentors, get good incubators, get the opportunity to grow big, and get the opportunity to employ more people will be far, far superior compared to 10 years back. Those who are inclined to serve the people can today find opportunities by serving through your entrepreneurial journeys. There is one very good new ecosystem getting developed for providing credit to people at the bottom of the pyramid. Let's say a small khomcha, a small thela somewhere in the city of Ahmedabad, that person wants a loan of 7,000 rupees. Will that person get an audience with a regular bank? Practically no. For a loan of 7,000 rupees, why would any bank go out and take the pain of doing all the credit risk analysis, all that stuff and give that loan? नहीं होता है वो, right? क्या technology उसमें एक role play कर सकती है? Yes. And what is that role which technology can play? The government of India has developed a series of public digital goods. सबसे easy public digital good आप सबको ध्यान है क्या है? आधार. It's your digital identity, right? Developed by the government, nobody is charging you for that, right? It's something which is free. If you want to develop some solution using the APIs are also freely available to you. Series of such public digital goods have been developed. Unlike some geographies where the tech is controlled by big tech. We in our country are creating a public-private partnership model in which the government has created certain digital goods which are open to the entire ecosystem. You take those public and digital goods and develop your solutions, right? So how does that now translate into a solution for credit? The solution for credit comes when, on the one hand, one side, there is a group of people who need credit. Other side, there is a group of people who can provide credit, right? Then only the matchmaking can happen. Now, how does that happen in a proper, systematic, scientific way? In comes a group of people called account aggregators. How many of you have heard the name account aggregator? It's a very complex name. कोई simple बनाना चाहिए था. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5, 6 people. This side, account aggregator. अभी Google कर देते यार अब तक तो. Question पूछे उससे पहले Google कर देना चाहिए. Anyway, good. So account aggregators are basically consent managers. What do they do? They take the consent of the people who want credit, map it with their payment history, map it with their, if they have any business, let's say they have a small business, they are on the GST. So what are the invoices that they have done so far? Map it with that and present this to the people who can provide credit, right? Imagine the power of this simple solution. I'll give you a real example. कानपुर से कितने लोग हैं यहाँ पे? एक, दो. ठग्गू के लड्डू वाले. IIT कानपुर की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, right? चेन्नई से कितने लोग हैं? How many people from Chennai? वणक्कम, एपड़ी रिकिंगा. नल्ला रिकेन? Good. कितना? बहुत कम. Okay. Then the third example I know is from Mysuru. नमस्कारा, हेगन देरी. कितने लोग हैं? एक, दो, तीन. चेन्नई की देरी? Very good. So three places which I know personally where people have provided this solution is a system in which the account aggregator, and the total numbers are in the range of now close to 15-16 lakh. 15-16 lakh, more than 1 million people getting this benefit, right? Do a Google on OCEN, Open Credit Network, right? OCEN. The people who wanted credit, very small entrepreneurs, जिनका बिजनेस दिन का 2,000 रुपए, 1,000 रुपए, ठेला लगा रखे हैं, छोटी शॉप है, कहीं पे कुछ है, बिल्कुल बेसिक. उनको banks like ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, State Bank of India, they are able to provide credit to these very small business people using this open credit network. There is this person from Jodhpur, Rajasthan की कितने लोग हैं? राम राम. 1, 2, 3, 4, काफी लोग हैं यार. मैं भी जोधपुर का हूँ. So Jodhpur में there is a carpenter जिसको GEM. How many of you have heard the name GEM? क्या है GEM? Government, right? E-marketplace. GEM का order मिला है उसको. उसने GEM के invoice को use करके open credit network पे डाला, तो उसको working capital चाहिए था 32,000 rupees का. Immediately 32,000 rupees में मिल गया, and 6 banks have competed to give that credit. Imagine. 6 banks competing to give a credit of 32,000 rupees. Can you believe the power of this? I mean, you cannot imagine the power of this thing until you have been an entrepreneur. तुक्के में कभी entrepreneur बनना पड़ेगा. बैंक के साथ चक्कर लगाने में जूते फट जाते हैं. आप कितना ही अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट लेके जाओगे, बैंक जनरली बैठ जाओ, right? That's the way things are. But imagine the power of this entire system, this entire solution, using technology and using the public digital goods, has created a solution where somebody like you can tomorrow become a unicorn. Somebody like you can create a solution which makes huge difference in people's lives using any of these digital public goods. So that's the journey in front of you. तैयार है? नींद आने लग गई अब तो. ज़्यादा serious हो गया, right? All right, so let's go to the next part. Semiconductors. So you are aware 5G and semiconductors are the two most important parts of the digital world. Our world today, right? The world which is very digital world. 5G, how many of you want to do a good use case? कौन startup करना चाहता है 5G में? 5G use करके? 1, 2. Nobody. 5G start करके हाथ तो खड़ा कर दो, क्या है? करना नहीं करना है. सर चले गए, उसके बाद में थोड़ा ना याद रखेगा कोई. इतनी opportunities आ रही है, इतनी opportunities आ रही है, you cannot believe. Unbelievable amount of opportunities which are there. यहाँ पे, sir, if you think you can kind of create a 5G use case lab here, कितना खर्चा आता है उसका? I think और एक और लैब चाहिए सेमी कंडक्टर का. गुड. सो सेमी कंडक्टर का लास्ट ईयर पीएम साहब ने 15 दिसंबर को अप्रूव किया था प्रोग्राम, राइट. सेमी कंडक्टर पॉलिसी हम लोगों ने फर्स्ट जैन को अपलोड की. जनरली कोई भी कंट्री इस तरह का फैसला लेने में 3 साल 3.5 साल कभी इतना तो लगाती है, राइट. हमारे मोदी साहब ने प्रेशर, अश्विनी बेचारा कितना प्रेशर तो डाला प्रेशर और करीब we are in a situation where we can have the first fab in the country by the end of this year. Within 1 year, within a time period of 12 months, we are in a situation where we can have the first fab. ये विजन है पीएम साहब का. इतना फास्ट वो सोचते हैं, इतना फास्ट वो काम करते हैं और इतना ही फास्ट लोगों से काम कराते हैं. ना सोते हैं ना सोने देते हैं. टू गुड यार. वो मतलब आप कितना भी काम करके जाओगे ना, आदमी सेटिस्फाइड ही नहीं होने का है. वो जितना आप काम करके जाओगे उससे डबल टारगेट आपका हो जाएगा. सो सेमीकंडक्टर में वी वांट that we need to create a full ecosystem of design, full ecosystem of testing, full ecosystem of supporting the industry. तो आपके इसमें IIT गांधीनगर में अगर आप लोग चाहो तो कर सकते हैं. चाहोगे? करना कैसे है? कैसे करना है? कहीं से तो शुरू करना पड़ेगा. समोसे से शुरू करते हैं. कहीं से तो शुरू करना पड़ेगा. पहला एक प्रपोजल बनाइए. मेक अ प्रपोजल वेयर वी विल बी इंक्लूडिंग IIT गांधीनगर इन about ecosystem of about 40 odd institutes, 40 odd leading institutes across the world. उसमें इंक्लूड करेंगे. और we start with changing some of the course curriculum, right? We introduce courses on VLSI, on design, pata nahi kya kya, all that cool stuff which will make you very good supercharged engineers. All that stuff we will include in your course curriculum. फिर मत बोलना कि इतना डिफिकल्ट काय को दे दिया है. तो लेकिन इट्स वेरी गुड, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. आगे फ्यूचरिस्टिक. और तुम तो सबसे ब्राइट लोग हो दुनिया के. सो तुम्हारे लिए तो कोई डिफिकल्ट है ही नहीं, राइट. तो प्रपोजल बनाओ जल्दी से जल्दी और उसको आगे लेके जाना है. 5G का यूज़ केस का लैब बनाओ. 5G is going to start in first week of October and other countries took 3-4 years to roll out 5G. We are targeting 2 years. We should complete 80% of the country. Within 2 years, we should complete coverage of 80% of the country. But what's most important is the entire technology, end to end, it's all developed in the country. ये देखो आप, how many countries are there जिसके पास पूरी 4G टेक्नोलॉजी एंड टू एंड है? गेस करो, गेस करो. थोड़ा और कम करो. 5. ये तो सारे क्विज जीतने वाली लड़की है. Good, very good. 5 countries only. Only 5 countries. There are only 5 countries in the world which have complete 4G technology end to end. Imagine. When PM decided 4G अपना बनाना है, हम लोगों ने सोचा कि ये क्या भाई, 4G अपना कैसे बना लेंगे? 4G टेक्नोलॉजी बनाना मतलब टेलीकॉम टेक्नोलॉजी 4G का बाप है 5G. So it's always a journey, right? 4G से 5G में जाना है. तो 4G 5G बनाना is something which is unimaginable kind of thing. तो पीएम साहब ने कहा चलो इसके सबसे बड़ा मार्केट कहाँ मिलेगा? सबसे बड़ा मार्केट मिलेगा, सबसे बड़ा यूज केस मिलेगा BSNL में. सो ही मैंडेटेड कि BSNL में केवल इंडिया में बना हुआ 4G 5G लगेगा. तो इतना बड़ा मार्केट खुल गया. अब बनाएगा कौन? C.dot को साथ लिया. C.dot का नाम सुना आप लोगों ने? when we were in that side of the stage, क्या sir? C.Dot was very good, like C.Dot one of the best institutes. फिर थोड़ा down हुआ, लेकिन पिछले 4-5 साल में C.Dot has been really revived by PM, and now C.Dot is a very strong organization. C.Dot developed the core network. Core is the brain of telecom network. That is what decides कि कौन सा signal किससे जाएगा. अगर किसी का call अगर A को लगाया, B को लग गया, तो core को गाली देने का है, right? We know whom to blame now. So especially जब चल रहा होता है ना चक्कर, तब तो ये होता ही है. हमेशा गलत कॉल लगती है और एकदम गलत टाइम पे लगती है. लगाना चाहोगे उसको, नाम किसी और का ले लिया और उसके बाद में 10 दिन तक उसका नाम किसे ले लिया, वही हालत होती है, राइट? होती है नहीं होती है? आजकल जमाने चेंज हो गए, आजकल चलता है. क्या फर्क है, 2 का नाम ले लिया, 3 का ले लिया, चलता है. Who knows? World has changed. So, core network बनाया C.Dot ने, but C.Dot cannot really market it. So, through a very transparent process, TCS was selected as the system integrator. फिर radio network, right? Something which sits on the tower and communicates with the handset phone. Radio network के लिए startups were invited. And today we have 5 startups who have developed very good radio. One of them have already integrated the radio with the core. Others are in the process of integrating radios. I can bet you, in 5 में से कम एक world champion बनेगा. Somebody as big as the 5 large companies today. Complete ecosystem बना दिया. Now we will be rolling out in the BSNL network. And when I met the digital economy ministers from different parts of the world, when I meet them, each one of them is saying we are waiting for the solution to come out of India, because we know it's going to be a great solution. It's going to be at least a generation ahead. And believe you me, this solution that we have created is actually a generation ahead. Why it is a generation ahead? All the existing solutions are tied, hardware is tied to the software. If I use this mic, I cannot use the software of any other company, right? It has to be, software also has to be provided by this mic. Whereas what we have developed is a fully virtualized solution. You can get the server from X and the software can be from Y. So dependency on the hardware provider, which is where lots of pricing, chalna hai? Dekho, he is asking me, time is over. 3 minutes will complete, right? So, ye ecosystem is now ready. Use this, create new solutions. Hundreds of new solutions are possible. Yahan pe telecom engineering we teach? Part of electrical, right? So part of electrical, if you think of creating a 5G use case lab, and think of creating something which can really give you a big edge in tomorrow's connected world. Excellent. So third part we are leaving because of the time constraints, but thoroughly enjoyed. So 2 tasks in front of all of us. One is to create a 5G use case lab. 5G test lab abhi nahi banayenge. 5G test lab IIT Madras mein we have already done. So we'll first create a 5G use case lab, right? And second is to create a semiconductor lab. Great. So thank you very much. Chalna padega.
In fact, we had invited questions from the audience on a Google form, and if Honorable Minister has the time. So, would you respond to at least 1 or 2 questions, sir? Okay, so it seems to be the samosa day today, so let's move on to the last part of the session today, as we are closing this session today. So I would now like to invite our Officiating Director, Professor Amit Prashant, because it has been rightly said that gratitude is what we look forward to. Professor Amit Prashant.
Thank you. Such a delight. I think after a long time, I felt so excited with this interactive session. And it's amazing to have you, sir, with us today. And I thank all the organizers for making all the effort to make it happen eventually. So I think in lack of time, I just want to say that we are grateful for the visit of the minister and also the education department who could coordinate this, and some of the friends that have come from out of the campus. I hope you will enjoy visiting the campus as well. Thank you.
With this, we end this session on the theme of entrepreneurship and innovation. Thank you for gracing the occasion.